guys, so I know you're like, whoa, where's Santi? She won't be with me for this video. Um, we have some stuff going on right now. For whatever reason, she can't be here. So yeah, I can pretty much tell her coming out story though because it involves me. That sounds really bad, like self-centered. Anyways, I'm just gonna go really quick because I have to work soon. My coming out story, okay. So I had a crush on a girl in 7th grade and her name was Becca. And I told her I did. And I was like, look, I have a crush on you, like, but I'm not gay, I'm not lesbian, don't think that I am. And she was like, okay, like, whatever. Nothing ever happened with it because she's straight. But she didn't tell anybody, and that's surprising. She was in 9th grade when I was in 7th grade, if that even matters. Um, but yeah, she didn't end up telling anybody, I think, except for her best friend, so nobody ever found out, nobody ever knew. Whatever. And then I dated my first boyfriend in 9th grade. Yeah. Needless to say, that didn't last very long. And then in 9th grade, after me and my boyfriend had broken up, one of my really good friends, Jenny, I had a crush on her. We'd always like hold hands and stuff, and people would call us lesbian, but she wasn't, but I was. And I think at that time I was pretty sure that I was just gay. Um, But I actually came out summer of my 9th grade year to my friends. Um, I did it on MySpace. I had a girlfriend, and if anybody asked, I pretty much just told them, I have a girlfriend, and that was the first time that people found out was because I had a girlfriend. Her name was Haley, but I didn't tell my family until 10, almost 11th grade, maybe middle of 10th grade year, when I had my first serious girlfriend. Her name was Kenzie, and I told my dad. Me and my dad were having a really deep conversation, and I just broke down crying, and I told him I have a girlfriend, and no, she's not just one of my friends, like, and my dad goes, like, I've always had a feeling, and I was like, okay, Dad. But he was chill. I never formally, like, told my mom. I think my dad told my mom, but she never really called any of my girlfriends my girlfriend. She called them my friends up until Santi. My mom actually introduces like her as my girlfriend to everybody, which is like chill. Um, but yeah, that's my coming out story. It's not really a big deal. I didn't really care. I wasn't nervous. Um, I didn't lose any friends because of it or anything like that. Everybody has been pretty accepting of it, so I got lucky. Um, I guess I'll just tell Santi's pretty much. She had another girlfriend before me, but nobody knew they were dating because her other girlfriend was straight and Santi thought she was straight still. Yeah. So she didn't come out to everybody until she dated me, and I think the first person she told was her sister, who me and her sister and I are really, really close now. Yeah. But she told her, and then she ended up telling her dad when they were having like this really serious conversation that she was with me. And yeah, she didn't really come out to anybody else except for like everybody at school, but like more like family wise, she didn't really until her dad, me, and Santi had a talk with her dad, and her dad was like, you know what, you don't need to hide this anymore, da 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 da. And then she put it on Facebook, and I'm pretty sure that's how all of her family found out. And her family has a lot of family parties for like every single holiday you can think of. Yeah. And of course, I'd go to them, and all of her family would be there. And she'd introduce me as her girlfriend. Jesus. Um, she'd introduce me as her girlfriend, and I love her aunts. Her aunts are so funny. They're like my favorite people of her family. Um, but yeah, sorry, this is really, really short. I like literally have to go to work in like 10 minutes. So I'm going to post this when I get home. But I just needed to film it before I left. Again, sorry Santi couldn't be here. Yeah. I guess that's it.